Missouri Valley Conference. Meanwhile, the Cyclones finishing 20-8 on the year, 10-8, 10-6 rather, in the Big 12. And the officials, John Hughes, Rick Hartzell, and Dave Libby. And in talking to some of the guys at Illinois State, what they want to do is slow down Dedrick Willoughby from the very beginning of this game.
Well, they know that in Iowa State, Dedrick Willoughby is the guy that normally starts out with their offense. But Iowa State also has Kenny Pratt, a guy for his size who likes to get down on the block. So early they don't need to make him tough pass try to be made by Cato.
Inside, and Leroy Watkins had his shot rejected by Kelvin Cato. J.C. Holloway the other way for the Cyclones. And here's Willoughby. He's been having hamstring problems all season, missed 31 straight practices, but is starting to finally get healthy. And we'll get a whistle and foul on the baseline.
Yep.
Transfer from East Carolina, probably the best shooter on the Illinois State team.
J.C. Holloway, I think, is so valuable for their team. This is a guy that you need somebody to control what you're doing. Holloway is the guy that really doesn't have to shoot the ball. He's got good hands, good sense of where the game needs to be so they can get it to Willoughby.
Around the screen, inside, and Willoughby sinks his first shot of the game. A lot of patience on offense.
Landing. This is Kelvin Cato. He gets up quick with a good wingspan, and that's how that ball gets blocked.
So a 22nd timeout called by Iowa State as Kenny Pratt was hit in the eye and head to the sidelines. Pratt, they list him, Quinn, at 6'5". His game primarily is played on the low post. But we looked at him yesterday, and if he's 6'2½", he's lucky.
Oh, at best. I mean, I don't know if he's trying to fool people by saying he's 6'5". There's no chance that he's 6'5". But he has a 6'5" kind of game, if you will. Good head on his shoulders, but he is always getting into your body, getting into your arms, and he plays better on the inside than he does on the outside. He is their power forward.
Great ability to go to the free throw line. There he is on the block. They give it back to Bankhead. Willoughby. Count it.
Good tough shot there because the pressure was all over him.
Player of the year sinks the first free throw. And the Cyclones in Ames, Iowa, they got into the tournament on an at-large bid. They are the 18th ranked team in the country, but right now they're in trouble. They're trailing Illinois State 12-4. Tim Floyd, the head coach at Iowa State, turned down the job at LSU, one of the hottest coaching prospects in the country, in his third season at Iowa State. Hill to the basket, got the step, rejected from behind. Holloway, Steve Hartzell had his pocket pick. Willoughby, the length of the floor, and he'll lay it in.
Iowa State always known for their defense. That was a very good pick without a foul by Willoughby. Let's see if that gets the Cyclones going again. Their fans are trying to get it going.
Dedrick Willoughby transferred to Iowa State when Tim Floyd got the head coaching job. He played for Floyd at New Orleans. Averaged only 16 minutes a game. Now he's a second-team All-American. He's got all 6 points right now for the Cyclones, and we'll get a foul away from the basketball.
The thing about Willoughby that you have to like is his quickness. Not only when he has the ball, but when he doesn't have it, he's quick defensively. You see right there, gets a little pluck, gets the ball, and he gets down for a nice, easy finish.
And a lot of action going on here at the Palace. Look at the mascots going at it.
Well, at this point, Iowa State has got to come up with some fight, too, because they've not gotten off going pretty well here. Kenny Pratt is...
Muller bounced pass inside. Watkins had trouble getting a handle on it. Got his own rebound on Cato again, and this time Cato snatches it down.
Those are 2 times Cato didn't block the shot, but he clearly made a difference in the direction of where the ball was going. The first one, he just got up and then had to be shot over by Watkins, and then Watkins almost couldn't see the basket the second time Cato was on him so good.
Hartzell guarding Holloway. Alley-oop. And a foul.
They had it coming from a back pick, and you get plays like that out of timeouts. having trouble getting something else inside, they go to it right away. And here's the back pick. It's set by Dedrick Willoughby. All the concentration there. The ball is in the hoop. This is, oops, got you. See, Cato just too much for Watkins. Holloway just throws the ball at the basket. When you have a player like Cato, he can just go get it and finish with it.
Kelvin Cato, a senior from Decatur, Georgia, misses the free throw, did not play high school basketball. Started his collegiate career at South Alabama and then transferred to play for Coach Floyd. Coach Floyd has had a knack for finding centers out of nowhere. Irvin Johnson won.
He's had 4 centers that have not basically played college basketball. I mean, he's been able to just find them in a variety of places. I know Irvin Johnson being one of those players that he had. He had Mike McDonald and a Sidney Rice who's playing in Europe. None of those guys played high school basketball. He just finds them.
And he had Irvin Johnson at New Orleans.
Now Irvin Johnson is playing for the Denver Nuggets in the NBA.
On the baseline, Steve Johnson off the mark, rebound and a block. Rico Hill comes up with it. Here's Hartzell running the show straight to the hole. And Edwards comes up with the rebound.
Yeah, and Cato made a difference on that.
Holloway, nice look. Cato and one.
They miss Smiley. Illinois State misses Smiley on the floor. They've got to get him back up. He's the one guy that kept him in some sense of rhythm. You see Holloway push it up. He sees coming over is Rico Hill, coming back to try to help, but just not getting in there in time was Illinois State. But when you push it up, people have to help out. Nobody helped. Hansel chases. Rico Hill comes over. Mueller comes over and tries to tap the ball, but he lets Cato get it up, and Cato put it in.
So Kelvin Cato, a 52% free throw shooter. He nails it. And Iowa State now.
I mean, he's all over the place for the rebound, just the block. He's everywhere.
Willoughby leaning inside.
This is Iowa State at their best. Quick to the ball, get quick shot, chase it down.
8 points now for Dedrick Willoughby.
To happen.
17-13, 8:19 to go here in the first half of play. A number 6 seed against the number 11. Iowa State, the number 6. Holloway thought about it again, passed up on the shot. Inside, Pratt let it go and knocked out of bounds by Muller.
Pratt is looking for some help there. He didn't get any. Muller, I thought, came over and just got in good position.
And into the veterans lineup, number 24, Kyle Hartnell.
So Holloway will send it inbounds. Steve Johnson inside, nice look. Edwards plus the foul.
Tempo of the game is settled. It was quick coming out at the top, favoring Illinois State. Iowa State has found their rhythm.
So Schaefbauer picks up his second foul.
You see right here, quick pass inside. Schaefbauer comes over late. There's no chance to get that block.
Clay Edwards nails the free throw. 7 minutes, 58 seconds to go in the first half. Iowa State storming back. Iowa State on a 13-2 run in the last 5 minutes and 38 seconds, and they now trail by 1 with over Iowa State. However, the Cyclones on a 13-2 run in the last 5 minutes and 38 seconds. In the corner, Holloway, rebound, Cato, and he'll rip it down.
Yeah, they have no chance once Cato gets the ball. That's been a little bit of what's going on here.
Out to Jedrick Willoughby. And the Cyclones have weathered the storm and reclaimed the lead. They swing it. Johnson inside. And a whistle and foul.
And I think Schaefbauer may have just picked up his 3rd foul if they call that on him.
Here in the Midwest region, day 1 of the NCAA Tournament. In our earlier game, Cincinnati beating Butler in a 3-14 matchup. They will await the winner of Iowa State, Illinois State. Coming up later on tonight, Xavier and Vanderbilt, and UCLA, Charleston Southern.
Illinois State has kind of put themselves in a difficult position. First of all, Schaefer is the guy that they normally let shoot shots with range. He just picked up his 3rd foul, so now he's out of the game. But all of a sudden, the thing that is interesting, when you watch Dedrick Willoughby, and I like watching him as we take a look at J.C. Holloway. Dedrick Willoughby was guarding Mueller, who made 2 3-pointers. He guards him closely, but he also cuts to the ball as hard as anybody with as much energy as I'm telling you, I've ever seen play. This guy is quick to his point, quick to get started and stopped and started, and he makes it so much harder to guard when you play at that level.
Dedrick Willoughby gained 10 pounds during the offseason, lifting weights, got stronger, but has had problems, as we mentioned earlier, with his hamstring. Missed 31 straight practices this season. He tried a lob to Muller, and it's taken away. Here's Willoughby, head of steam, no-look pass, Johnson, extra pass, and Kenny Pratt will finish.
Yeah, Kenny Pratt used the body well that time. It definitely was a travel. The officials didn't think it was.
Like a shot blocker.
You go to his body, because you can't allow him to get a bounce where he can crouch down and get up, so you get to his body.
J.C. Holloway all knotted up at 22 apiece, 5:13 to go, lob inside, and we'll get a hold.
Illinois State is a team that's going to fight you. You see quick to the basket here, Smiley. And then the rebound will come down. Now watch. You just let Cato get the ball because you don't come back into him. And then the ball is bounced out. No one can get out there. Mueller, who made his first 2 shots, knocks that one right down. That's where they've got to look to come off picks and get shots. About 15 without being concerned about Cato, who has definitely become a factor here by either blocking shots, his height, so tall, wingspan, hard to guard, gets fouled.
19 fouls against the Redbirds from Illinois State. 1-1 for Cato. 10 team fouls. They will then move into the double bonus and get 2 attempts per foul. So Cato, a senior out of Decatur, Georgia, and is really exerting himself offensively here in the first half. 9 points, 4 rebounds.
See the defense by Iowa State. Smiley has nowhere to go with the ball. He's got to start breaking people down.
Muller in the corner. Skip pass, Smiley. And he travels. Jamar Smiley has to look to shoot the medium-range jump shot if he's going to keep the Cyclones honest.
Yes, and he's also has to look at when he gets it, he realized he's not big enough to get it over anybody, so he stopped and pulled up at the dotted line. What a heady play by Jamar Smiley.
26-24 now. Smiley with his first 2 points of the game. 3 minutes, 22 seconds to go in the first half. Illinois State now in some kind of matchup zone. Bankhead in the corner, 4 to shoot, and he'll get the roll.
As much as anything, they were playing a little bit of a boxing one because what they had done was kept a man on Dedrick Willoughby.
Meanwhile, Smiley starting to get his confidence up. Took the shot, and it rattles out.
It was a good shot. I mean, it was a shot where you're standing in the paint. It's the one you talked about. He does that, and the defense now has to come and guard him closely, and then he becomes that much more effective.
Willoughby,
Too late.
running the baseline, painting away.
You know where he gets open? At the pick. By the time he gets to his position, he's wide open, and that's the key. You get open early, not late.
He's a senior out of Harvey, Louisiana. Hansel, guarded by Willoughby. 17 on the shot clock. Gibbons traveling.
You need to get somebody to help you set picks, and Kevin Stallings knows this. But watch Dedrick Willoughby. Right there. There's the pick. See, he's wide open now, and he gets it. This is nothing but net. String music. On a fast break, you push the ball up as quickly as you can so the defense doesn't get a chance to do what it needs to do. First of all, we stop here. Here is the defense. This is the decision point. If it doesn't stop you by there, you can't get in here, so you've got to pull up. Jamar Smiley does a perfect fast break, pulls up because he knows Dedrick Willoughby's back there. He's probably not going to get that shot. have to make a good decision if you're a point guard. That's as good as it gets with Jamar Smiley.
Smiley averages 8 points per game on the season, and that shot will be there for him today. He has to look to take advantage. They reverse it. Edwards leaning towards the basket. Can't get it to drop. Knocked out of bounds. Will head the other way.
Well, they ran a play to get Edwards an easy hoop, and Kevin Stallings' group team was very fortunate there because he sets a pick on one side, rushed to the other, and then he rushed the shot instead of getting set.
Edwards, a sophomore from Morning Sun, Iowa. 6'9", 225. Rico Hill, he's been quiet. Muller pick all alone off the glass, comes up short.
Cato causes the miss. Muller knew he was coming, and he couldn't get it up soft enough on the glass. Shot blockers, they really changed the game. If they don't block the shot, they make you have a difficult time getting it where you want to.
Holloway hustles it down. 15 on the shot clock. Smiley up close. Here comes Edwards, the pick right for him.
Holloway's going to have to take it.
Holloway to the basket. Changed his shot in midair. Knocked out of bounds. And last touch, they say, by Illinois State. Now, don't forget, coming up on Pennzoil at the half, Pat O'Brien, Clark Kellogg will get you updated on all the tournament news, all the scores and highlights, plus a live look at all the action going on in the NCAA Tournament. That's all coming up on Pennzoil at the half.
You know, so far, this game has been more like you and I thought it was going to be, a tight game, because the styles seem to be a little bit, they seem to be similar, and they've got players that can both push the ball up, players that can finish as well as jump shoot.
Nice catch by Cato, double team. Looks backside, Bankhead all alone on the reversal. Hustles down his own rebound, but can't hang on to it, steps on the line.
He was lucky to get a look at it just to get a hand on it, but Bankhead went to try to get it and stepped out of bounds.
So Iowa State still leading it, 28-26, 49.5 seconds to go here in the first half. And Illinois State really gone cold from the perimeter.
I'd say 6 of 21 would be what I would call real cold.
Muller, Holloway got a hand on it. Rico Hill, he tried to look down. Here's Bankhead hustling it down. Reverse layup, no good.
And the pass was where it had to be. Now, they don't have a chance to get a fast break, but they do have a chance here if you're smart to get the last shot.
A 20-second timeout called by the Redbirds.
Oh, he may get
ahead. Time going.
He made a mistake.
And DeAndre Harris unable to convert with time running out on the floor.
Had a chance to take that one all the way to the basket and pull up. Illinois State, no score.
Pat O'Brien, Clark Kellogg will be along with Pennzoil at the half right after this message and a word from your local station. Schaefbauer starts the second half. He's got 3 fouls. Watkins has it blocked once, goes up again, and Cato comes down. Willoughby around the screen. Bankhead, 15 to shoot. Skip past Willoughby. Pratt. 8 to shoot.
Yeah, very disciplined. They've got to make a play now.
Holloway to Pratt. Takes a look at the clock. Got it off. Rebounded by Bankhead.
Yeah, they've got to rebound by committee, Illinois State, because Kelvin Cato is keeping Melvin Watkins busy, so he can't get it. Everybody else has to come and get it once the blockout is occurred.
29-28. Redbirds inside. Cato in deep, and the foul. With his back to the basket, somehow he got it up off the glass and in.
Because there's no chance that Watkins can block the shot. He has no fear. First of all, he gets it, but I thought he backed into him. And then he just drops it over his head. There's nothing Watkins can do. He gets it, good position. No, he doesn't. He just makes a heck of a play by getting it above his head where Watkins can't get to it.
So Cato at the free throw line. And he'll miss.
At least look like you're going into your shot motion. If they don't come, just continue to go.
That's our 8th lead change, and Rico Hill averaged 27 points in 3 conference tournament games. At 37 against Southwest Missouri State. Woo! Muller from downtown.
He had a step to make up that. He probably would have made that because that was just short enough to say he was about a half a step outside his ring.
Holloway got inside. Cato! And he's fouled.
And a good foul. When you got a guy shooting just above 50% or so, you've got to be able to, don't let him get to the basket. Holloway coming to the basket. Gibbons came to help. And when Gibbons came to help, he left Cato open. And Hill came down to give the foul. And Kevin Stallings, Redbirds, put Kelvin Cato on the foul line.
And under Coach Stallings, 24 wins, ties a school record, and he's got everybody coming back for next year. Game, both Tim Floyd and Kevin Stallings, 2 men that could be coaching elsewhere next season.
When you've got 2 young coaches, or any coach that's really good, somebody is going to want them. And I think that somewhat says something about the value of the coach if other people want them.
J.C. Holloway.
Even Tim Floyd was rumored about the Bulls' job should that have occurred had Phil Jackson not signed. So obviously some people think very highly of him, but the Bulls never had any say on that.
Here's Smiley. Crossover, got inside.
Yes.
Nice lead.
Oh.
Gibbons rejected by Cato.
Quick off the feet. That's intimidating. When you beat a guy like that and he goes for the first one and you think you got him beat and he comes back and gets the second one like that.
And this time he finishes on the other end. 7 block shots for Kelvin Cato to go along with 14 points.
He just tied a record for block shots in the game in this region. I mean, he can go get it. He tied it. Tim Perry had it from Villanova, I think, and Purvis Ellison from Louisville, and Tim Duncan. See right here, this is what's good. Now watch, he's back up again. That's what's intimidating. It's like I can't get around this guy. That's what's really hurt the Redbirds in getting some inside play. And then he can finish.
Has ever beaten the #1. And Kelvin Cato.
You can shoot those little easy shots.
And some scores. Princeton, California. California knocking off the Tigers. Meanwhile, Jackson State falls to Kansas. And Cincinnati earlier here beat Butler. Danny Fortson. Meanwhile, Clay Edwards.
He just blocked another. Rico Hill thought he had a look.
Here he is, Cato. Baseline turnaround and in.
Too much Cato.
He feels it right now. 37 tournament. So Illinois State, they take a 40-37 lead, 11:41 to go. Cato posted up inside, calling for the ball. He'll go to the other side.
The defense of Illinois State has gotten such that they are helping on all the cutters, and anybody that looks like they're going to get a pass down underneath, there's some help on the weak side. Should you call it if you front? Shot clock's down.
Willoughby to the basket. That's a pro move there.
Yeah, he's got some pro move. He can get his own shot. Gets it, and then he kicks it out to Cartmell.
Redbirds 7 of 13 from the three-point line. They lead it 43-39. Cato inside, quick turn to the basket, and he's fouled. Great sportsmanship there. Cato shaking hands with Hill.
See, Cato's on one side. He comes over. Willoughby tries to set a pick, and Hill gambles, and then he tries to make sure they call that an intentional foul. Because he never tried to make a play on the ball, so it's 2 shots in the ball.
Stevie Johnson.
Kelvin Cato has 8 blocks already. Looking for possibly a triple-double. Off the mark there, however, on the free throw. He set a Iowa State single game mark earlier this season with 11 blocks against Texas Pan American. Got the second to fall. 10:28 to play. 40% on the season.
State of Iowa does pretty well. They shoot like the top 2 in the country as Cato comes up with that one after the ball gets knocked out of Kenny Pratt's hand. And it's been Cato has been the difference in this game for Iowa State to get them back in it. And right now they're 1 point down.
19 points. 8 block shots for the senior from Decatur, Georgia. And Kenny Pratt trying to deny the entry pass.
Cato, watch the ball will go to Kenny Pratt. He gets hit. He's on the right side. He just right place, right time. It just seems to be his day. Everything seems to be going his way. And no, he wasn't in the play. He's just trying to be where he
Cato.
got really soft hands and a good reach, long reach. And he just shot that right over the fingertip.
13 points now for Hill. 45-42 Redbirds. They swing it. Holloway. Here's Edwards. Willoughby trying to get the ball back. 9 to go. High pick and roll. Got it off. Faded away and buried it.
He had an angle. He floated left, but he was able to keep his shoulder straight.
Comes up with the steal.
Hansel was trying to handle the ball. He just mishandled it. But I'm telling you, the shot that watch him. He's coming this way. He just keeps floating because his momentum wouldn't let him just go straight to the basket. You'll see here comes a screen to what's his left, and he'll be on the other side of Hill. Nothing but net.
Willoughby now with 15 points. He's 7 of 13 from the field. And finally, Iowa State gets a 3-pointer. Inside Cato, it sealed his man, and he draws a foul. Gibbons.
It may give it to Schaefbauer, and if it is, this is 4.
And it is Schaefbauer.
Yeah, because he tried to come over. Gibbons came late because Gibbons was getting blocked, and Schaefbauer tried to protect by getting over there quickly. But he's been tired because he was guarding Dedrick Willoughby, and before the last time out, I saw him put his hands on the top of his head, just trying to get some extra capacity in his lungs to breathe.
Sure. $7:50 to go. 47-46. Backdoor Edwards.
They run a great play.
Comes up with the rebound. Got 9 rebounds.
They got Hansel guarding Dedrick Willoughby. He's almost what they call shading, not even paying any attention to the ball, all on Willoughby.
Willoughby popping out. One step in.
Oh, well, he's got a nice touch coming off the picks.
Is he a pro?
Yeah, he's got pro game. Yeah, he's got pro game. They have somewhere to go if they're Iowa State, and it's to Cato, because Cato is loading them up with any kind of move, block shots, turning left, turning right. He does the right thing. He doesn't feel comfortable shooting. Get it to guys that can make shots that have been making it.
Inside. And a foul. Watkins.
Well, Watkins gives him the body. He does not give him the foot speed going up and down the court. Does Watkins. Because Gibbons was doing a pretty good job with that. But they've got Schaefbauer back in.
Illinois State 8 of 14 from the three-point line. Iowa State 1 of 11. Cato.
I'm not sure what the thought was on Watkins, but I'm sure that Kevin Stallings is thinking that is a bad decision to reach. Because once you reach and don't get it, you're out of position. Cato gets it. Watch him come across the top. He reaches for it. Stay behind him, make him go over. He's not a great shooter, but he can finish.
3 minutes, 41 seconds to go. We've got a 2-point game here in the Midwest. .341 to go. Iowa State on top of Illinois by 2. Meanwhile, in overtime, Rhode Island and Purdue in Memphis. Boilermakers lead.
He never got set on that shot. He got a great pick, and he's right at the top of the key, which is normally a shooter's best look, and he didn't get himself set.
You really have to be strong to shoot the ball from that range, and this young man benches over 300 pounds. Very well-conditioned athlete. Willoughby on the other end. Got the step off the glass. Cato inside. Jump hook. Still hustling for it, and somehow got it to fall. Kelvin Cato, 26 points. 57-53.
Throw it back out to Watkins. He can come and get another. All he has to do, either Mueller or State, is just wait.
Smiley. And it's an air ball.
Cato's been so active around the glass. He's either blocking shots. He tips it once, he gets it, and can't finish. He probably may have traveled there, but he tips it again, and it comes out of his hand, and he tips it again for the 3rd time and gets the basket.
2:32 to go. 57-53. Iowa State in the first half trailed at one time 15-4, but they have stormed back, led at halftime by 2.
Gus, I think this is a critical stop for Illinois State, because Iowa State is a team that can be patient, because Willoughby can always break you down.
And a steal. Schaefbauer getting a hand on it. Here's Smiley. Muller spots up. And he can't believe it.
Well, he got the shot he wanted to get, but I thought it was critical they got to stop, because otherwise you get yourself looking at a 5-point lead, and at any time, shot clock going down, Willoughby's going.
Muller really disappointed with not making that shot, and you can tell after he released it. And a 20-second timeout called by Coach Floyd. 1:57 to go. 57-53. Meanwhile, out in Memphis, Tennessee, Purdue with 1:50 remaining, leading URI.
Teams that are playing in a given year. I don't know how you can carry that over necessarily if everybody else's schedule suggests.
Penalize a team.
Sure, because if everybody else's schedule during the course of the year says that Big 10, Big 12, I don't care who it is, get 7, 8, 10, that's who they get.
Iowa State spreading the floor now.
And that's what I was talking about. That's why that stop was important, and they needed to get a basket, because Iowa State can break it down. They're down to 10 on the shot clock.
Holloway. Willoughby guarded by Schaefbauer. Here's Pratt, swings it in front, goes baseline, pulls up, rattles up. Cato with the follow.
The big fella.
A man possessed. Kelvin Cato can do no wrong here at the Palace.
Kenny Pratt takes the ball to the basket. It looks like it's going to go, but if it doesn't, coming for the cleanup is Kelvin Cato. He gets fouled, and they tried to foul him before the shot. Woo! Getting a little help from my friends.
28 points, 14 rebounds, 8 block shots for the senior from Decatur, Georgia. And he'll hit the free throw. 60-53, 1:28 to go.
Want to try to give him a break. They could use him defensively, but they want to give him a break because there's a smaller team on the floor for Illinois State. They want to match up. That's why they sit him down.
Smiley. And he is fouled by Holloway.
This is one I thought Holloway was maintaining position. It is. It's a quick call to make. Fisher does the best he can. I mean, that's one I can't even guess that with slow motion. Now, you play against teams of Kevin Stallings, very much like the Roy Williams who he coached under. They will do that defense, offensive substitution. Tim Floyd does the same kind of thing, and that's an air ball. Smiley's had a tough day today. He's not gotten one to the basket from the field and just did the same thing from the free throw line.
We get a timeout.
Foul here pretty quickly. What you need to do is, if anybody, let him get it. I'd foul him. I'd take my chances with Cato. I don't care how well he's shooting from the perimeter, but they just made a cardinal mistake.
Pratt will back it out. Keep away now. 4 corners for Iowa State, and they foul the wrong man. Dedrick Willoughby, an 80% free throw shooter on the season. So Willoughby and Holloway, the backcourt, very good free throw shooters, 80 and 81%.
He is telling him that I said foul and not Dedrick Willoughby. That's exactly what Kevin Stallings is telling me. He wanted to foul everybody else but Willoughby because he knows that this young man, as you know, can drill 3 free throws.
And he'll hit the first one. 18 points now. Illinois State has 2 20s and 2 full timeouts remaining if Coach Stallings wants to stop the clock.
You know, thinking of Coach Stallings having told his players not to foul Dedrick Willoughby, it keeps it in perspective. These are kids, and under these circumstances, and anybody under pressure circumstance may not get what you want done, and that was the case there. They set the shot clock, and the ball never hit the rim. It's 34 on it, and the shot Smiley took never hit the rim, and that's what the official was stopping the game for.
Illinois State, as we mentioned earlier, they trailed the series 3-1. .52-53 right now from the corner, short. Smiley, he'll put it up, can't get it. The drop, and Kenny Pratt comes down with the rebound.
You know have you heard the ghost of Kelvin Cato?
Pardon me?
The ghost of Kelvin Cato?
No, what is that?
That was what that shot was.
Oh, I see.
That's exactly what that was. Smiley threw the ball up quickly because he did not recall that Cato was not in the game and sitting on the bench. And he was trying to get it up before Cato could get up and get the block. That's one of the reasons he missed that.
29 points, 12 rebounds. Rather, 14 rebounds for Kelvin Cato. As Kenny Pratt at the line. Iowa State coming into this tournament, they had lost 4 of their last 6 games. Kelvin Cato averages 10 points per game on the season. Set a new career high. Smiley with the penetration. 41.1 seconds to go here in Auburn Hills, Michigan, and our Chevrolet players of the game, Rico Hill from Illinois State, 14 points, 13 rebounds, his 8th double-double of the season. And Kelvin Cato, what a performance. 29 points, 14 rebounds, 8 block shots.
And probably about 7 or 8 changes.
Chevrolet will donate $1,000 to each school's general scholarship fund to reward outstanding students for their academic achievements and to assist those in financial need. And as we reset the game for you, 1 timeout for Illinois State in terms of 20s, 2 pulls. Pratt.
Kenny Pratt was trying like he could to get that ball to Dedrick Willoughby so Willoughby would be there, because that's what they want, Willoughby on the line.
Meanwhile at Memphis, a minute 18 remaining. Purdue trying to hold on, 79-72 in overtime. The winner will play Kansas in the next round. The winner of this game will face Cincinnati.
Yeah, well, as it stands now, when you think about Iowa State and Cincinnati, you have the size and I'm talking about the width, if you will, of Danny Fortson going against the inside shot blocking of Kelvin Cato. It'll be interesting to see how Danny Fortson does against a guy who's taller than he is and with that long wingspan in terms of guarding him, Kelvin Cato.
And the difference between what Kelvin Cato will face against Cincinnati is Danny Fortson has shown the ability, Quinn, to step out and hit that 13, 14-foot jump shot.
Yeah, and the question is whether or not he'll be making it. If he's making it, he puts a lot of pressure on Cato, because the thing that Cato can do, though, he can cover ground, which means if I'm standing 3 feet off of you, I can still get close enough to block the shot. And if he does that once or twice, I think that it's going to be a fun game to watch. I really think. I think what you'll see, though, they'll shade Danny Fortson, which means somebody will guard him and won't be watching the ball.
Now, for some of you, stay tuned for continuing action from the men's NCAA basketball championship. Starting at 5:06, some will see Pacific against St. Joseph's, the champions in the Atlantic 10. And then tonight in prime time, all of you will be here for game 3 of our quadruple header. The lead game, Fairfield against North Carolina, as Dean Smith looks to tie the record set by Adolph Rupp with his 876th win. And here, Xavier and Vanderbilt.
Yeah, you see Xavier run up and down. They've got a couple guards. Brown and Lumpkin will run. You'll see Vanderbilt try to probably pull that back a little bit. And some folks may see the Maryland College of Charleston game, which will be a game.
And an update on the Purdue game. 41 seconds remaining in Memphis. Purdue and the University of Rhode Island. Edwards with the rebound. 81-74 right now in overtime. Looks like the Boilermakers will get out of there with the win. But they may be jumping out of the frying pan and into the fire because they have the Jayhawks in the next round.
I don't know about the fire and the frying pan, but they're running into a buzz sausage too. Because the Jayhawks are playing well. Jayhawks have size, experience with the size. They've got experience at the point guard. I mean, at the guard position. Ryan Robertson took over when Josh Bond was hurt. Bond is back. Rafe LaFrentz, I think, for the last 8 to 10 games of the season, was good as anybody in college basketball. I mean, when Scott Pollard went out, Rafe LaFrentz had, I think, 8 or 9 games straight of 20-plus, and that has happened very rarely with a Roy Williams coach team.
So Kevin Stallings admitting defeat as he clears his bench, and he will allow some of his subs to get a chance to step on the floor here at the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, but they serve themselves well, Dustin. I mean, those kids play very, very hard. They come back next year with everyone. So this is an experience that they will not forget, and they'll capitalize on it, I guarantee you, because Kevin Stallings will make them capitalize on it. He is that good.
So Iowa State, they advance to the next round, courtesy of a spectacular performance